Guys, today we have a fun little story from The Intercept for you about Gary Cohn as he is out of the White House now, so he's done with doing what he had to do. And it's all the Goldman Sachs power going out there. I talked about this very interestingly on YouTube, actually, last night. And, yeah, so Trump's top economic advisor, he is leaving the White House after just 14 months, but not before delivering a number of gifts to Wall Street and his old firm, Goldman Sachs. Make no mistake, he went in there not for the American people, not for President Trump, not for the Republican Party. He was apparently a Democrat, but a very, socially at least, but a conservative on the economy anyway. And there is a long bucket list of things that he was able to check off for Goldman Sachs, and it is incredible. So let's start with a 40% cut in corporate income tax that Cohn, along with Steve Mnuchin, another former Goldman Sachs executive, championed. The sweeping tax overhaul financed by Congress late last year cuts the corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%. For Goldman, that translates into a tax saving of around $1 billion a year. They help Goldman save $1 billion a year here. 40% cut in the corporate income tax, and giving Goldman pretty much a free $1 billion. That's huge. And it's not like they don't need that. It's not like they need money here. They are in no need of any sort of financial compensation in any way. J.P. Morgan Chase paid more than $11 billion in income tax last year, and it could save closer to $4 billion a year. Wells Fargo will save roughly $2 billion a year, based on 2017 earnings. So the banks, that's what happened here. The banks were they received handouts on top of handouts from these guys, and it was incredible how much they came in there. I mean, right now, Gary Cohen's probably, as the Wall Street stocks fall, the main reason why the Wall Street stocks are falling today is because they know he's out, and they know they ain't getting no help from the White House after this. They're getting tariffs, they're getting economic protectionism that absolutely screws them, and their time in the sun, their time as being greedy has been over, and boy, they got what they asked for. So yeah, the same bill that slashed taxes on corporations and the very wealthy allows these firms to bring cash back to the United States without incurring huge tax bills. Companies bringing that money home won't have to pay the 35% tax that was in place when the money was earned, or even the reduced 21% rate, but at a steeply discounted 15.5%, a huge discount for tech firms such as Cisco, Qualcomm, and Apple. They get huge breaks on that stuff. So, he included tax break for U.S. companies that have parked nearly $3 million in profits in the Grand Cayman, Bermuda, other nice tax havens there. Apple had $252 billion in cash abroad at the end of last year, and is now poised to save nearly $50 billion as it brings the money home. So in the first year of the Trump administration, you saw it already. Amazon paid $0 in taxes at all this past year. It is incredible that that's happening in modern day America with the income inequality. The disparity was just absolutely is still to this day absolutely incredible. This is an incredible story here. So candidate Trump promised to cut the carried interest loophole that allows hedge funds and private equity managers to pay a lower tax rate on the millions they pay themselves each year. Which is funny. These managers have long been taxed at the capital gains tax rate, which is far lower than the ordinary income tax rate people in their tax bracket pay. But that was before Steve Mnuchin, himself a hedge fund manager after leaving Goldman in 2002, and Gary carried interest Cohn, as Sam Nunberg called him, weighed in. And they stopped that. They put a stop to that right quick. And they're like, and Trump, obviously being the idiot with no perceptible policy positions or brain, he followed right through. He followed in his footsteps quite quickly, quite clearly, and quite easily there. So that's incredible to see. So, that proved the perfect gifts for many hedge fund managers and private equity managers. Goldman counts among its clients, and perhaps for himself, given the speculation that Cohn will join a private equity firm or hedge fund after leaving the White House. It would not be a surprise. I mean, right now, everyone on Wall Street should be giving him a champagne bath for the amount of stuff he's able to get done to the White House, because they should be providing him with anything he could possibly ask for, because this is some real contributions right here. This is doing a service for your masters, and those masters are the banks. And he is going to go back and join that master class. Is literally lickety split in a few weeks. It won't be reported in the media because the media doesn't care about this. They're probably back to talking about Russia, but still, that's when they will get serious. That's when they're going to get pretty triggered here. So Cohn delivered bigly, as Trump would say, for Goldman Sachs in other ways. So under Cohn, the administration eased the rules on initial public offerings, a step Goldman has long sought as a firm that handles major public offerings, and one that is potentially worth hundreds of $1 million in additional fees to the firm each year. That could be good tidings for Goldman and the other big banks in the $1.5 trillion infrastructure plan Trump unveiled at the start of the year. It places Wall Street firms at the center of partnerships between government and private industry. Welcome news for Goldman's public sector and infrastructure group, which arranges financing on large-scale public sector deals. Goldman and other big investment banks are also in the business of debt financing, a booming business, as the federal government goes deeper into the debt in the wake of Trump's tax bill. So what they're going to do here is pretty much they will get a major public offering here. That they handle that, and they say, okay. The main reason why the Republicans don't care about sending the country deeper into debt is because the banks that pay them profit off of debt in our government, because they are also bigly in the business of debt financing. There's one major piece of business, though, Cohn did not really Cohn's departure leaves unfinished. Financial deregulation, which, as you know, is in progress now. There has been some debate on that. There has been some we covered that on the show, I believe 2 days ago, the massive movement underway to cut into Dodd-Frank. So Cohn, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is now in the hands of an acting director intent on destroying it, so they'll be all right. He has made some progress for Wall Street in his months inside the White House on this front as well. The Senate's also supposed to pass the deregulatory bill, the Economic Growth, Regulatory Relief, and Consumer Protection Act, a deregulatory bill that rolls back significant parts of the Dodd-Frank financial reform legislation, clearing the way for risky behavior that tanked the economy, the speculative stuff, the kind of risky betting that they always try to do. It's really clear that they have. It's really clear that they have made incredibly strong amounts of progress on this front. That is scary when you think about the protections for the consumers that will be sucked out under this bill. We'll finish with a quote from Dennis Kelleher. He says, next to Donald Trump, there has been the country's biggest banks have no better friend in Washington than Gary Cohn. Well, now, thank God he is out of Washington. By the way, Dennis Kelleher is president of Better Markets, which advocates for tighter financial regulations. All right, that's it for us. See you tomorrow.